Hello, I'm Brian Tracy, and welcome to the Brian Tracy Show. Today we have Dr. Miles Bodzin, who is a remarkable man who is revolutionizing his profession with his insights and ideas on how to help the professionals in this practice earn more money, earn it with greater predictability, and with less complications. Miles, thank you very much for being here.
Well, thanks for having me, Brian.
So why did you have this special passion for chiropractic? I mean, what's driving or motivating you?
Well, I think it comes from, I have just a natural desire to teach. I mean, I love seeing what people do, picking it apart, and helping them do it better. And that's just something about who I am. I remember doing it as a kid. Through college, I helped other people. When I was studying chiropractic, I actually became a note taker. And I took notes, and then I gave them to the other students. I shouldn't say give them. I ended up selling them to the other students. And by the time I graduated, I've done over $40,000 in sales of selling notes. But to answer your question, why my passion, I just love helping, and I fell in love with the profession because I read something in a book that really turned me on. And that was that the nervous system was the master control system of the body, that it controlled and regulated everything, and that we were healthier if our nervous system was working better, and that interference in that nervous system prevented us from being healthy. And the role of the chiropractor was to remove that interference, and when doing so, the people were healthier. And to me, that was a major philosophy that just impacted me tremendously, and it turned me on. And you can hear the passion of my voice. To this day, after 20 some odd years in the profession, I'm just as excited to talk about it as I was at the very beginning.
Now, your career has evolved now to the cash practice systems and to other things that you're teaching chiropractors. So tell us and tell our audience a little bit about your services and what they can do with you and how you can help them.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, when chiropractors have challenges and problems in practice, there's only two areas they have problems. It's either getting new clients or keeping them. And where our expertise is in helping you keep those clients. I had a doctor who called me, and his frustration, which was a common frustration we see in the profession, was I get all these new patients. In fact, he got a tremendous number of new patients, but he had a real challenge in keeping them. And what our systems do is we give doctors the tools to systematize in your practice so that you're no longer losing patients. I'll give you an example. This doctor, we identified two reasons he was losing his patients. Number one was, we found that it's really important that patients know they're making progress. I mean, imagine doing a weight loss program. And you're not being told how you're doing along the way. You're not getting weighed, you're not getting measured. You have no idea if you're making progress. Well, this doctor, although he was doing exams, he wasn't communicating very effectively the progress people were making. And that led to people not knowing if they were making progress, which ultimately let people fall out of care because they weren't getting the acknowledgement that they were making improvements. The other thing we identified in this particular doctor was we saw the way he was collecting his fees. We've seen that the more often people think about money in the business, the patients, the less often they stayed. So it made sense in this particular practice to automate all his payment processing. So every month people were making a payment, but it was automated. Or even the people who chose to pay visit by visit. We automated that whole process so that no longer were people stopping at the desk, pulling out the wallet, making a payment. And his retention skyrocketed. He no longer had the problem of people not following through with his care, and he was extraordinarily happy.
That's wonderful. Now, can you tell me a pre and post when you worked with one of your chiropractic practices or patients, and they were here when you started to work with them, and now they're here?
I mean, story after story, I can tell you. The stat that we love the most is the actual growth of their cash collections. How much they actually, at the bottom line, at the end of the day, why what that? And we see practices anywhere from 30, 40, even 70% of collections increasing after implementing our systems. I'll give you an example. We have a doctor in Texas who started using our program, and when he came on board, he was doing a lot of things right. He was already collecting in the neighborhood of $40,000 or $50,000 a month in his business. After 2 years of using our system, his monthly collections were well over $100,000 a month just by using the programs that we teach.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's incredible. Well, how do people contact you to take advantage of your services and your systems?
Great. They could visit our website, and I would encourage them to do either of two things when they visit our website. One is they could subscribe to our mini course. They could just enter their name and email, and we'll send them a series of emails to educate them on some topics. Another thing that we do is every week on Tuesday at 10 a.m. Pacific time, we do a webinar. It's a live webinar where people can attend, learn all about what we do. We answer your questions. It's a non-threatening environment. You're not going to be asked to do anything. And that's something I would encourage people to do. And just you go register for that right on our website. At the top of the page, you'll see a link.
What's the website?
The website's cashpractice.com.
Cashpractice.com.
Yeah, cashpractice.com. Real easy to remember.
Wow, I cannot see why anybody in the field of chiropractic wouldn't call you immediately.
I can't see it either.
Rush to the phone. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
It's a real pleasure to talk to you.